This is 40K Today. You think a new edition every few years is cool. We do a new edition every day, except Sundays. Sundays we play.
Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of 40K Today. I'm your host Seamus Ronan and I'm here today to deliver your daily dose of 40K content. We have some great features lined up and I cannot wait for you to hear them. We'll have the crew from Warbudgies on to tell us about their special charity giveaway, hashtag Blood for the Blood Drive. But before that, we'll get to hear from Trevy the Great in just a few moments. If you're an avid listener of the show, you've most likely heard Trevy on the program before. Our very own John Damaris got to sit down and talk to Trevy about his tabletop simulator tournament. Stay tuned.
Trevy the Great, my good friend from the Tactical Tortoise YouTube channel, also the purveyor of fine tournaments on TTS, running the T5S2 League. Welcome back to 40K Today. We're going to talk about the T5S2 Invitational. How did that all turn out now that it's all said and done?
Yes, my good man. Thank you for having me on. We definitely peddle many a fine live stream over on Tactical Tortoise, for sure. What? That's my purveyor voice.
Oh, very nice.
We just completed our seasonal invitational tournament for the T5S2 series. For those who don't know, the series is a global online standings for any and all tabletop simulator 40K tournaments. So sort of like the ITC, we'll take your top standings for the tournaments and rank the players. And at the end of the biannual seasons that we're having, we're going to be doing seasonal invitational tournaments, the first of which was completed just this weekend.
Which was some very high level 9th edition play. So you should definitely go check out some of those streams. They're all available at the Tactical Tortoise YouTube channel. But were there any highlights? Was there any really cool lists that you saw that kind of surprised you?
Yeah, I mean, we had some interesting ones. A couple, I guess, sort of peeks into the evolving metagame of 9th edition. We had 2 Salamanders lists that were very focused on sort of high mobility firepower. So a combination of the standard Salamanders resilient heavy infantry style with Inceptors and Aggressors, but then also bringing a bunch of land speeders to the table to make use of that Master Artisan's trait. And also, I think that high mobility really plays into the 9th edition format very well, because you can play defensively early on with the deployment and hide, and then you can rocket out as soon as your opponent's forced to move on to objectives and engage them. We also saw Chaos making an appearance. We had 2 Chaos lists in the top 8 that were both bringing 40 plus Nurgling bases. So I think get your anti-Nurgling weapons ready, because those guys are going to be coming out pretty soon. But most interestingly, the lists that did the best were Space Wolves, pure Space Wolves, and Harlequins, which was a little off the wall, not something that everybody expected, but really cool to see those factions doing incredibly well.
Amazing. That's great. So sounds like you had good diversity of lists, a lot of interesting lists, a lot of good 40K to watch. So if people wanted to participate in this, how would they go about doing it? Like, what's the best way to get involved? Because it's a really, really fun way to engage in some 40K.
Yeah, for sure. If you want to take a look at the streams themselves from the top 16, the invitational, those are all available on youtube.com/Tactical Tortoise. That has just a whole, we streamed just so many hours of 40K content in all of it, and incredible games. We had really cool maps and awesome play from the players. So highly recommend you go check those out. And especially the top 8 that we just streamed this past weekend had some incredible games. If you want to get involved playing yourself, you can visit tts40k.com, and all the links and information are there. Over on the Tactical Tortoise Discord channel, a link for which is available on tts40k.com, we run tons and tons of 40K tournaments, all for free. So we have casual events if you just want to get in and learn the rules and make sure you tighten your list down. We have competitive tournaments. Usually we'll run 16-player tournaments, and we'll launch 1 to 2 of those per week. And we also have even more rapid-fire competitive events that are usually take place over the course of a weekend or so, and those offer prize support and things like that, and all of which contributes to your final T5S2 standings at the end of the season. There are a couple other TTS communities as well, and most of them, the scores from them will also contribute to the invitational. So if you are playing in events run by other Discord communities also, most likely you'll be accruing some points for T5S2.
Yeah, and then you get to play in that invitational, and then you get to be crowned king, so to speak,
The
which is pretty
greatest
cool.
virtual 40K player in the world.
Did you have a pretty good worldwide representation in the Invitational?
Yeah, actually, the two players in the finals were both Europeans. We had players from all around the world. I think the farthest flung was from Singapore, but a great showing from Europe, a showing down from Australia. We had a couple of people from the UK and from the US as well. Really, absolutely a worldwide group of people in the top 16.
Yeah, and I think the biggest benefit there's a couple for playing on TTS right now. One, you can play with anybody from anywhere, which is great. It gives you some new experiences, allows you to have a really interesting and diverse meta because you have ideas coming that are being fed from, entire different locales. And two, it's very COVID safe because you can do it right from the comfort of your office chair.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you don't even need to put a mask on, turns out.
All right, Trevy. Well, thanks. Great job on that. That was really, really a lot of work pulling all of that together. I think logistically it was probably kind of a nightmare for you. So I give you a lot of kudos, and I thank you for really stepping into the void that sort of happened with COVID. You're giving a really good outlet for people to be able to get some competitive games, watch some competitive games. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, cheers, John. I really appreciate it, and thanks for the work you're doing with 40K today. And I've seen that you guys are getting some success, getting up in the gaming leaderboards there for most downloaded
podcast,
podcast. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
It was very cool.
congratulations on that to you guys. You guys are killing it.
Thank you, dude.
That was our own John Damaris speaking with Trevy the Great. From what I just heard, it sounds like the Tactical Tortoise Tabletop Simulator tournament was quite the success, if not a tongue twister. If you want to check out their website or their VODs from the event, we'll have links in the show notes. Up next, Tanya Gates with Warbudgies.
Today's episode of 40K Today is brought to you by Frontline Gaming. Frontline Gaming is a one-stop shop for all your Warhammer hobby needs, discounted products, American-made gaming mats and terrain, and a full line of miniatures painting service and daily hobby content. And this can all be found at frontlinegaming.org.
Welcome back. Next up on the program, our very own Tanya Gates got to chat with John from the YouTube channel Warbudgies. They do a variety of hobby content, and they're giving back to the community. They've started a monthly giveaway named Blood for the Blood Drive, where you could win prizes for donating blood. Take it away, Tanya.
I'm here today with a Warhammer hero, and it is John from Warbudgies. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
So you do a YouTube channel, you make all sorts of different content. Do you want to maybe describe to our listeners what your YouTube channel is all about?
It's about a mess, mostly. It's just sort of a random collection of things that I like to do. I do some battle reports for Fallout Wasteland Warfare. We do some terrain builds, some goofy videos, just sort of joking around. It's all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of an eclectic mix. I really like it. But today in particular, we're going to talk about an initiative that you are running that is super special. It's a giveaway, but it's a giveaway that also gives the gift of life, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so why don't you tell us a little bit about what Blood for the Blood Drive is?
So the Blood for the Blood Drive is a monthly giveaway that we do on Instagram and Facebook. And it's done in the fashion of sort of a raffle.
Okay.
But the price of entry is either donating blood or making a post in support of your local blood center. And we've been doing this every month this year, starting in January, and we still got a good 3-4 months to go.
Wow. And this August, you're celebrating a few special things I saw. So, how many lives have you saved so far through this initiative?
So far, and we are looking at about 114 donors so far, which
Wow,
towards the
that's
Red Cross,
incredible.
you're looking at about roughly 3 lives saved per donation. So when you math it all out, we've saved approximately 340 lives since January.
That is absolutely incredible. That must feel so great for you.
I've honestly been blown away by how the community's picked this up and run with it. I think it's amazing.
And each month you sort of do like a stretch goal where you sort of add stuff on to the prize. Is that correct?
Yes. So the main prizes is about $200 of Warhammer models. And then there's one prize I just sort of arbitrarily add on, usually an HQ unit or something nice. And if we hit 33 donors, that means we've saved 100 lives that month. and then I'll add that price in.
That's awesome. And did you make that in August so far? Are you looking like you're going to?
We made that for July when we paid
Excellent.
out for Chaos. The way we're doing it for August has been a bit of an unusual month since we're celebrating 3 years since I donated a kidney. Instead of doing a kicker prize, I doubled the value of the regular prize.
Oh, wow.
So for August, we're looking at about $400 of Space Marines. It's our Start Collecting box, a Repulsor, a Librarian, and then an Indomitus box.
That is an incredible prize. I mean, the prize itself should be that you're helping people in need, but I mean, $400 worth of Warhammer stuff, that's a decent prize. So why don't you tell us a little bit more about this kidney donation? There must be a story behind this.
Well, yeah, suppose so. There was I was actually doing a term paper about 3 years ago for my undergrad degree, and we had to do some research on the use of drones.
Okay.
And I came up with this plan to how to use drones to move organs from one hospital to another. And in the course of it, I started talking with the transplant center about the need for living donors. And they mentioned
Okay.
that the hospital in Dallas at the time, the wait list for a kidney was roughly 3,000 people.
Holy moly.
And as soon as I finished that, I turned to my computer and I wrote my wife an email and I was like, hey, I'm going to donate a kidney.
Wow. That really is a heroic thing because you didn't even have any particular person in mind, right?
No, I still don't know who it went to.
That's awesome. And people don't realize that that is a thing. Like living donorship is a thing, not only just for kidneys, but also for livers.
Yep.
The incredible thing about livers is that they actually grow back. Um, so you can at any point you could just donate your liver to somebody in need, and it grows back actually quite fast. It's quite an incredible thing. I have a friend who is on the waiting list for a liver. So this is
Oh, wow.
actually a topic that is quite close to my heart as well. So getting the word out there that not only can you do this, but you don't need to know who you're donating for, but you and potentially could save multiple lives.
Yep.
Um, so would you say that that was like a positive experience for you donating that
Oh, yeah,
kidney? Yeah.
absolutely. I'll be the first to tell you it's not for everybody, but
Hmm.
it's incredibly rewarding. And
Hmm.
honestly, after you recover from it, you're mostly back to your regular health.
Wow, that's awesome. I think maybe what we can do is we will put some links as well to the not only to the Red Cross, but maybe also to this great foundation that you were working with as well, the Living Donor Foundation.
Oh, the United Network of Organ Sharing.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe we'll put a link to that as well, and people can check it out. And like you said, it's maybe not for everybody, but maybe people can look into it or add it to a list of different charitable organizations that do great work. Yeah, but thank you so much. I really think that what you're doing is a great initiative, and I encourage everybody to go out and give blood and get yourself entered into this great contest. So, thank you so much for coming on the show.
That was Tanya speaking with John from Warbudgies. John is the definition of a Warhammer hero, and I'm so grateful that we got to bring him on the show. If you are interested in his content or want to participate in the giveaway, we'll have links in the show notes as per usual. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the model of the day.
It's the model of the day, the model of the day, the model of the day.
Today's model of the day comes from user iPaintAndYouCan2 on Instagram. This knight from House Hawkshroud is stunning. The house's yellow and black colors are smooth and crisp with clean edge highlights. The battle damage is a nice accent that tells a story instead of being the focal point of the paint job. The decals are done really well with a clean application, and the battle damage applied after just ties the whole thing together. Add in the poor wretched soul trapped in that kit-bashed cage, and this knight strikes an imposing stance on the battlefield. If you want your models featured on the show, you can always tag your posts with hashtag 40K2day on Instagram or send them to us directly on Facebook. We love seeing what our audience is cooking up. And that's it for today's show. A big thanks to our content producer Alex Painter and our social media guru Tanya Gates. Without them, this show would not be possible. For John, Paul, Steve, and the rest of the crew, I'm your technical producer, Seamus Ronan, and that's what's happening in 40K today.